Hello, everybody. NC4XL, North Carolina for extreme lovers. And for most of you that are into parks on the air now, you have pretty good knowledge of the direction you travel and what your goals are. We'll use that word loosely because it's individual preference. But I'm focusing this on all of our new people. I hope that if you have somebody that's interested in parks on the air, that you would share the video with them to give them some insight. The insight is simply selfish. It's me, myself, and I's opinion, and everybody has an opinion, so it's okay. But I really like to, at this point, just say, hey, welcome to Parks on the Air. This is a different type of amateur radio operating that you're probably not accustomed to. It facets a little bit on contesting style, sort of. It goes on DXCC chasing and then we go into my favorite part, working emergency power, portable operations, different antennas. But you as a brand new, we'll start out hunter, brand new hunter, or brand new, we'll go to even two, you get really indoctrinated to be an activator, your direction. Your directions on this journey are going to change many times over time. So I wanted to share some of those things to plant them in the back of your head for you to think about, and or maybe you've thought about it and you haven't made a decision on what direction you really want to go. So we're going to talk about directions. What may crop up? What can I do? Where do I want to go? What's in it for me? Well, what's in it for me is whatever you choose. There's not a single person around that's going to tell you what your goals or your desires are. You work on Parks on the Air, you're listening to the different activators, how they operate. You listen to the different hunters, how they operate. And you take the good from them. And sometimes, if you hang around them too long, you might pick up some of their bad habits too. That's normal. And that's not just in Parks on the Air, it's any hobby that we do. So you get a chance to choose the direction you want to go. The directions I'm referring to are simply like this. Do I work certain activators? Do I work certain bands? Do I work certain modes? Do I work certain power levels? Every one of those do-Is is a choice you each get to make. And you may start out and say, I'm not going to do that. I am not going to do CW. And then 2 years later, you're rocking and rolling and doing mini contacts in an activation because you went from a hunter to an activator. So you really don't know the direction you're going. Many times I refer to it as a POTA addiction, self-inflicted, and we do that. The more we do, the more we want, the more we want, the more we're going to go, the more we go, we're going to get. It's a continual cycle. So think about chasing different activators. Get ham alert. Put them in ham alert. That will do a nice thing. That way when they come on, you know where to go. Run to your radio real quick. Okay? If you want to work all states in CW, set your goal. Write it down so you know where you're headed. Don't assume that you'll remember. The older you get, you'll learn that your memory gets shorter and you forget more. But then go for that goal. If you want to work FT8 or FT4 or PSK31 or slow screen, you choose that. Don't let nobody else tell you what you want to do. One of the things that you have to remember in any hobby, and Parks on the Air is no different, is you be you. You follow the good code of conduct that all of us need to follow. Okay, in sports, you have to follow the rules. The rules are set up for a reason. The guidelines are set up for a reason. Same thing with parks on the air. In your class of license, you're allowed to have certain privileges. And if you want more privileges, then you have to take the time to upgrade. That's your choice. Again, nobody is telling you what you want. If you want to work all YLs in a state, or you want to work every park in the state, that's your choosing. If you want to activate every park in a state, that's your choosing. And you'll find sometimes you may have get the all the parks worked, and they threw 2 or 3 or 4 more in there that you got to go to. Oh, they're not on your side of the state. They're across the state. There's a lot of different functions. You want to work wild and husband teams, they're out there. If you want to work families, they're out there. Grandfather and granddaughter, grandfather and grandson, they're out there. So you have a lot more choices. Everything that you do with Parks on the Air is up to you. You have questions, you got a couple opportunities, and let me share this so that you don't get beat up unintentionally. Some of us old people, we forget that we were new at one time, and we may come across harsh when we answer you on Facebook. I wish more people would not be keyboard warriors and think that it's okay, but sometimes they get a little rough. Ask questions, yes, but do a search in the files tab. It's up at the top. Do read the FAQ. If you know people like me who, if you want to message me, I'll try to find you an answer. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. Let's look together. The other thing is, if you're in a community where there's other activators or hunters, get together, talk with each other about what your questions are, and not necessarily on the air, just amongst yourself. If you get an opportunity to go to a gathering of Parks on the Air family, we'll call it, because they become a very tight-knit family. I reminded myself that back in the 11-meter days, we went to the Swap Fest, see who could buy the biggest linear amplifier, and some of the crazy things we did to make our radios get out farther. Didn't have a lot of knowledge on propagation. Parks on the Air is going to teach you a lot of information about propagation, and which bands to go on at what times of the day, what type of antennas that you may wish to try. Your arsenal of equipment may increase over and over. That's normal. Oh, that's that POTA addiction I was telling you about. Welcome to this. Take your time. On one last note, I'll remind each and every one of you that are new, this is not a race. This is not a contest. This is a hobby where you get to challenge yourself with other people. And in times of an emergency, each one of us, whether we're a hunter or whether we're an activator, become very important during catastrophic situations. Some of you that are new don't realize we've had a few people, and they even have YouTube channels. So check YouTube out for POTA, Parks on the Air. I'm not going to pick one YouTuber over the next. That's your choice. We're going back to you again. There's several of us out there that provide good information. Feel free to subscribe to them if you like, and if you don't, just go watch them and go on to the next. Tomorrow's not promised to nobody, so what we do today, enjoy what you do today. Have fun. I hope that you, being brand new, feel a little bit more comfortable about asking other people questions, and will forgive some of us, again, old people like me, myself, and I, who may come across a little sharper than we intended trying to answer your question. But many questions can be answered in an FAQ if people would just go there and read it. November Charlie 4 X-Ray Lima. Oh, North Carolina for extreme lovers. I'm not. This is Dom, the darling old man. 73 is till our next video.